Thank you for giving up your time to watch this short video. My name is Brother Sean, and I'm proud to be a member of the Teo community of interfaith Franciscans, ordinary men and women who are living the monastic life from their own home, their monastery without walls. And they, like me, have dedicated our lives not to dogma or fear, but by walking the talk rather than talking the walk, by offering ourselves to the Supreme and to Gaia for world peace and for interspiritual unity. This short video is a challenge for your heart because it challenged mine. Recently I read a passage from Thomas Merton, the great Cistercian monk. Many of you may have heard of him, but his works are profound. He has written extensively, and he was loved by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And anyone who's a friend of the Dalai Lama, that's enough for my heart, because I have a great love for His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Especially any teacher that promotes peace and unity. But this is what Thomas Merton had to say. The rush and pressure of modern life are a form, perhaps the most common form of its innate violence, to allow oneself to be carried away by a multitude of conflicting concerns, to surrender to too many demands, to commit oneself to too many projects, to want to help everyone and everything, is to succumb to violence. More than that, it is cooperation in violence. The frenzy of the activist neutralizes our work for peace. It destroys our own inner capacity for peace. It destroys the fruitfulness of our work because it kills the root of inner wisdom which makes work fruitful. What is that saying to your heart? Reflect, because what it's saying to mine is that I have to slow down, because all throughout my life I've always been a workaholic. Oh yes, as the nurse in training, trying to please those difficult, obstinate nurse managers, those matrons. Oh, whoa, what a challenge they were. And also as a nursing monk, where I was never good enough. I never felt good enough. I was never appraised. You were just a number. But today, I realize more than anything from reading that, is to let people find their paths and not try to rescue. Because many people phone me from the times I used to run retreats around the world and say, do you remember me? And I said, yes, of course I do. How could I forget one who shared so much from their heart? But then their story began to resonate of an experience I had with them 8 years ago, or maybe 10, when they were sharing the same old problem, where they hadn't moved on. And they had an expectation that I would listen to their continuing violence to themselves. And I would have to say the same words: come back to your heart. Take responsibility for your life. If there's anything or anyone who's disempowering you, you must take your power back. But they didn't want to hear, because I guess they were afraid. They were afraid to take that leap of faith. They were afraid to make those changes that were essential for their healing process. Is that where you are in your journey? I know there have been times in my journey where I've not known whether I was Arthur or Martha. But let me share with you a story about Jesus, and I'm not saying this to push religion. It's a story of Jesus when he came to visit his 3 good friends who offered him respite. And we all need respite. Oh, we do. We all need time away from the maddening world, from our head, and from the activities of daily living. Well, Jesus called to see Martha, Mary, and Lazarus. But he noticed that Martha was just busy. She was a type A personality like myself. She was busy creating dust for the sake of dust, whilst Mary sat at the Master's feet. And he was listening to Martha, and she was more or less rebuking him, saying, "Will you get Mary to get off her butt and give me a hand?" He said, "Martha, Mary has chosen the better part. She is listening to her heart in the presence of God." But coming back to Thomas Merton's inspirational sharing, when we are on the treadmill of life, busy bees, trying to fix it for everybody and ignore the promptings of our own heart, it is my belief, and mine only, that we commit a great act of violence to ourselves. We violate our temple of love and light by ignoring the promptings of spirit to sit, to be still in the presence of God, in the presence of Buddha, in the presence of Vishnu, Ganesh, Krishna, in the presence of our great teachers. For me, it is the cosmic Christ. For others, it could be Gandhi, Sri Chinmoy, Osho, Mia Baba, Rumi, the beautiful ascended masters, the company of heaven, or even the Holy Prophet Muhammad. If we do not make time each day to listen to our heart, don't we commit an act of violence? We are made up of 3 components, aren't we? Mind, body, spirit. We feed the mind interesting information from books, periodicals, even watching programs of interest on the television. The body, we hopefully take care of it by eating a healthy diet and resting when we should. But what about the spirit room? The room in which the I Am Presence lives, the Supreme, the Father, Mother, God. Many sadly ignore that room because of fear. They mistrust what the heart is saying to them because the head has won control of their life. The head dictates a language of hate, a language of unforgiveness, a language of seeking revenge, whereas the heart is the peacemaker. So I would invite you today to reflect on what I shared with you about the rush and pressure of modern life being perhaps the most common form of its innate violence to your mind, body and spirit. We do live in a beautiful world, but mankind is destroying the very fabric of God's creation by selfishly taking and not sharing. We have seen it on the news of man's inhumanity to man. We have seen the destruction of what war does, of where innocent lives are torn apart. And it would seem that we're not learning our lessons from World War II. For there is another World War III on the horizon, because man fails to listen to the spirit of the divine in their heart. Or as an old monk said to me many years ago as a novice, desolate is the whole world laid desolate, because no man thinks in his heart. Today, you and I are more spiritually enlightened than in any other incarnation. We have the internet, a powerful tool for information, but also a powerful weapon for destroying our inner peace. Yes. For there are people who are not inspired by love or peace, who put on the internet programs, malicious software, and even pornographic images that seek to take many of their paths. It's not easy living the spiritual life. It's a challenge. Just because I'm wearing this fancy dress outfit doesn't say, oh, I've got it right. I haven't. I aspire each day to honor my heart like you, and I too have to make choices, whether I wish to go down the route of my mind governing my life, or my heart setting me free. You have the same choice. You've been given the gift of free will, and that gift is the divine's gift of friendship to your heart, to choose to do right, to respect your life, to give and not count the cost, to bless the universe with positive energy, to become a vortex of light, to walk in the footsteps of your spiritual teachers, be it the Lord Buddha, the great Buddha, or Vishnu, Ganesh, or Krishna, Jesus, Mia Baba, Osho, Rumi, Sri Chimoy. You have the same choice that I have. Use your choice wisely. And if you're feeling overwhelmed or have been challenged by religion, I'm here not promoting religion. For the community I belong to is the Interfaith Franciscans, where we do not have rules and regulations, because our teacher is the heart, and the heart allows us to connect with the divine, in nature the cathedral of God. Our life is a life of simplicity, not duplicity. Our life was freely given, and we have freely returned it for peace and for unity in this beautiful world. Take care of your heart. It is your teacher. It is the gateway to your higher self, the gateway to Nirvana, to the Supreme. Thank you for watching. Namaste. Shalom inshallah paxet bonum. Om Shanti. Solo de caritas. Salakum alaikum. And may the peace of God, whoever your God is, bless you and reawaken your heart to your truth. God bless.